Hi everyone. Let's talk about conflict. And it's a good one to talk about because it exists, doesn't it? It happens. Um and all the nice spiritual words in the world don't paper over the cracks that can exist between individuals. And it seems to me that unless a conversation about reality and completeness and what we are is being held in the service of addressing conflict, then it's it's um it's empty words, it's superficial wallpaper, isn't it? Because conflict is the very essence, isn't it, really, of separation, of two people or two neighbors or two families or two villages or two countries standing on either side of a gulf saying, I am this and you are that, and I am better than you. I have got this right, you have got this wrong. I'm perfect, you need to change. I'm good, you're bad. Really, conflict is the ultimate expression of separation, really, isn't it? And so, unless all conflict is brought into visibility from this conversation, this is just marshmallow, isn't it? This conversation is nothing, and so let's do that. Let's really look at conflict and what's going on there. And it seems to be that what is at the heart of conflict is a clash of condition. It's a clash of everything that is believed to make up the self, really, isn't it? It's a clash of my needs, my wants, my fears, my beliefs, um, my learning, my values, my stand, my identity against yours. And there's something there that doesn't mesh. There's something that creates that springing away from each other, that impossibility of meeting. And it's because this conditioning, this idea of me in that moment seems to be all there is. And so a rejection of that identity, that me that I am, whether that extends out to my family, my village, my town, my football team, my country, doesn't matter. It's the same thing, isn't it? That is being somehow challenged or rejected by your beliefs and values and conditioning, your own needs. So what do we do? What do we do with that? Well, for a start, let's honor the conflict, because what it's doing is making transparent all that the self holds dear, which is cool, isn't it? I mean, that's such a gift to see it, to have that spotlight put on those layers that seem to make up what I am. And so they're made transparent, and it might well be that either that transparency is too much for us to see, for us to look at, so there's more separation, there's more withdrawal, can't be looked at, or it's seen, but because it still looks like that's all I am, it's harshly defended. I'm right. This is my stand. These are my values. I'm right. You're wrong. You are wrong. So there's this protection of my identity, and there has to be in that a putting down of yours, because without that, there's nothing. I've got nothing to defend myself with. I have to make you wrong in some way. So that might happen. It might well happen, and yeah, that's what's there in that moment. Or we're somehow lucky enough to be in a community, or to be with a teacher, or to have had our own glimpses that actually that conditioning isn't what we are, and it's not what you are either. And when there's that glimpse, it actually gives me butterflies, makes me cry even to think about it, that these conditions, these are just programs. They're like robots fighting each other. They can't do anything else. And that can be seen, like it can see as the play out that it is, that there's no possibility otherwise, given those needs. Nothing else could have happened. And so this whole play out of programming is made visible. And at the same time that that's made visible and seen for what it is, which is just learned behaviour playing itself out, the constancy of what we are, the miracle life, the wholeness that we are, starts to become more and more clearly the thing that doesn't change. So this conditioning becomes, someone used the word today in a call, there's affection for it. We become affectionate towards this conditioning because it can't be any other way. It's just what's been learned for ourselves and for the other. And that's a miracle space, because then this beingness that we are, which is the same, the life I am is the life you are. We are each other, and our behaviour can clash all it wants to, but underneath it, we're just life. We're just we're just both of us beingness, aren't we? And it seems to me that it's through that shift that words and actions start to go beyond the conditioning, really. We're no longer at this superficial surface level of offense taken and rejection and insult and protectionism. That's irrelevant. The underneath bit, words can start coming through from the constancy. So the love that I am, the freedom that I am, can talk to that in you. And And from that space, really, it doesn't really matter what rows are going on the surface. The underneath is that we are each other. We are complete. We are the life that is animating the form. And words can be said from that space, and then the conflict goes from here. And the actions can continue, it doesn't really matter, but the realization is one of peace. It's one of wholeness. It's one of the absence of separation. And that is a space of infinite possibility, because it's falling away. The conditioning is falling away. The conditioning it has no possibility in it. The conditioning is just like a record playing over and over and over again. There's no possibility for change in there. It will just be this eternal conflict over and over and over again. But the underneath, the constancy, is ironic, isn't it? What's constant is also the space of infinite potential for change. There's this perfection of now, which contains in it every possibility. Any word can be said from there. Any door can open. Any solution can be found. It's limitless. It's amazing, isn't it? And that's the end of conflict. But it ends here. It has to end here. It's not on anyone else's shoulders to do that. It's as Steve Chandler said, the universe. We think that we are in the universe, but the universe is in us. So all conflict is in us, held in place by conditioning. And as that loses its grip, then underneath is this space of no separation, space where conflict is impossible. And and that's where the change comes from. Yeah, so cool, isn't it? Thank you, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.